Hi, this is Sweet June 2010, back with another interesting video topic. Um, I was just marinating on something the other day. I'm always marinating on something. And plus, I be trying to think of video topics. But I was just marinating on something the other day and looking at the news and everything and seeing how, the stories of the police shootings of black people um, and just thinking about my own personal experience that I had just recently with the police. You guys, I talked about it. It was driving while black, part three. That video there, check it out. If you haven't seen it already, check it out. I basically got profiled by the police that day. My neighbor got robbed. They apparently got a computer stolen, and I was sitting in my house all day, didn't know nothing about it. Then I decided to leave to go to the store. Cops start following me, making a long story short. And then they decided to stop me. And then they started grilling me and asking me all these questions. And I was sitting up there trying to tell them, they was asking me questions about me and they was asking questions about my 16-year-old son, which he was gone the night before. He was at his brother's house and then he went to work the next day. So he hadn't even been home. And so I was steady trying to tell the police officer that both of them that I've been in my house all day. I don't know anything about a computer. My son hasn't been home. And then they was acting like they did not believe me. They was literally acting like they did not believe, that they wasn't believing a word that was coming out of my mouth. And they just kept grilling me and asking all these questions. And I was trying to remain calm, you know. I did have an attitude, but I was trying at the same time, I was trying to remain calm, because I didn't want to get beat up or shot or whatever. So I was trying to keep my cool, but at the same time, yes, I had an attitude because I did not appreciate these cops grilling me and asking all these questions. I felt like my rights were kind of being violated. Um, I still have yet to go talk to the police. I'm gonna go talk to the chief of the police about it, and I was gonna let them know that I did not appreciate that. I'm a law-abiding citizen. Never been in jail. I'm a law-abiding citizen, and not all black people are criminals. Not all black people go out and commit crimes. Some of us are actually law-abiding citizens. It's a whole lot of us that are law-abiding citizens, and we go to work and we try to do the right thing, and we don't get in trouble with the law. So I was highly offended by these police officers. And towards the end of the conversation, I could tell that he didn't believe what I said because he was like, "Well, if we find the property in your house," and I'm like, "What do you mean if you find it in my house?" And I'm looking at him like, "Did you not hear what I just said? I have been sitting in my house all day." So I was really upset because they was acting like they wasn't believing anything that was coming out of my mouth, and they was trying to search my house, and I was like, "No, you cannot come in my house without a search warrant." I said, "You cannot search my house without a search warrant." And I was like, you don't have the right to be going through my house because you suspect that I took some stuff from my neighbor's house. That's not a good enough reason to be rummaging through my house. So I was like, "No, you cannot. I know my rights." And I was like, "No, you cannot go through my house without a search warrant." And I was just really upset because they was acting like they didn't believe anything that was coming out of my mouth, and I know it was because I was black. Okay, so it's like a black person has, the procedure is the court, a court of law, the the normal procedures of everybody that's supposed to have rights is you're innocent until proven guilty. Okay? That's how it's supposed to be in the court of law. In the court of law, you are innocent until proven guilty. Well, flip flop that over when you're black. When you are black, you are guilty until you're proven innocent. And that's what I'm talking about. You are guilty until proven innocent. And it just that day when they was grilling me, I was just really appalled. I was so appalled. And I was so upset. I'm gonna talk to the police chief. My problem is I procrastinate too much, but I'm gonna go down there before too much time goes by, because then they won't know what the heck I'm talking about. But I was really highly upset behind that. I was debating on whether I should go talk to the police chief or not, because but I'm still upset about it. So I think I'm gonna talk to the police chief about it, because I'm still upset about the situation. And I'm just gonna let them know that I did not appreciate that. I'm a law-abiding citizen. I've never been in jail, and unless having bad credit is a crime, I'm not a criminal. Okay, so I just didn't appreciate them stopping me and asking me all these questions. And then on top of that, they were accusing my son as well. My son is also a law-abiding citizen. He's never been in trouble with the law. Okay, so there's no reason for them to accuse either one of us of stealing property out of my neighbor's house. And my neighbors, they happen to be white. So I know that they said something, that I had a 16-year-old son over here. And I know that they mentioned that to the police officers, because when they were grilling me, they asked me, did I have a teenage son? Well, how would they know that? How would these police officers know that? Unless the neighbors must have told them. So I was highly upset behind that. Very upset. Felt like I have definitely been racially profiled. And so when you're black, you're guilty until proven innocent. And that makes me think of a time where my oldest son, got accused. This young white lady or girl accused my son of attacking her. And my son, he has a skin disorder. He has vitiligo. And she specifically, I don't know what made this white woman accuse my son of this. It's all out the blue. She accused my son of attacking her in front of an adult education building here in town. And she specifically told the police officer that my son had a skin disorder. So she described my son specifically according to his skin disorder. I don't know what prompted this young lady to accuse my son of this. As of today, I still don't understand why this young lady would profile my son and accuse my son of attacking her. My son literally got arrested. I had to go buy my son out of jail. I went down there because I knew in my spirit and in my heart that he didn't do it. Because my son do something and he legitimately committed the crime, I am not going to go bonding him out of jail, just for the record. But I went down there and I bonded my son out because I knew in my heart that he didn't do that. Because I didn't raise my son to be like that. I know my son's character. I didn't raise him to be that type of a person. And I know that just wasn't in his character to even do something like that. And my son was like, Mom, I wasn't even down there. I don't even know what this woman is talking about. I wasn't even there. He said, I don't even know her. He didn't even know this young white lady. He didn't even know her, period. He said, I don't even know who she is, Mom. How can they be accusing me of this? So my son literally was guilty until proven innocent. He got arrested. They arrested him and everything. And he was guilty, and he had to literally prove himself innocent. He said he was at the gun shop. He happened to be at the gun shop that day, trying to get his CCOs or whatever you call that, the thing that you need to legally carry a gun. He was trying to work on that, so he was at the gun shop, and he was trying to buy a truck that day, so he was out at the man's house that he was trying to buy a truck from. That specific day that happened, the time and the day that she gave that happened, he had to literally go get proof from the guy that was at the gun shop. He had to go down there and get proof and have the guy document the time and the date that he was down there. And then he had to go and get proof from the guy that he tried to buy the truck from. Then he had to get proof from him saying that he was there trying to get the truck at that time and that date. And then he had to go to in that neighborhood. He had to go to the police department in that neighborhood to get some kind of it was something else. He had to get record or something else. So my son had to go through all these changes to prove that he was not even down there where the woman said he allegedly attacked her. He had to get proof that he wasn't even down there on that date and at that time she said it happened. So he had to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that he wasn't even there when this took place. And so he had to bring all this proof to court. Okay. That he said, Mom, I don't even know this lady. I don't even know who she is. How am I being accused of attacking somebody that I don't even know who they are? You know? And it was really crazy. I was really, really upset about the situation. And he had to get all this proof. He had to get all this documented proof to prove that he was not there on the date and the time that this alleged attack took place. Okay? So he had to he was guilty and he had to literally prove himself innocent. This whole thing was just ridiculous. It was just ridiculous. And I was really, really appalled and I was really upset. And of course, I had a few choice words and I will not repeat them on here. But I was really, really upset about the situation. I'm going to be honest. I was really upset about that situation. And he was guilty and he had to literally prove himself innocent. And so the judge winded up throwing the case out of court because lack of sufficient evidence. You know, there was lack of sufficient evidence, so he winded up dismissing the case. But my son had literally got arrested. They arrested my son. My son, his dad gave him the wrong advice and told him to go down there and talk to the police officers and try to tell them that he wasn't there. And well, that was the wrong advice. So my son winded up getting arrested. And I had to pay $300 to bond him out of jail. You know, because I knew in my heart that my son would not do something like that. But this young white lady literally accused my son of attacking her, and she described him by because like I said, my son has vitiligo. She specifically described him by his skin disorder. And so that's how the cops knew that it was my son, because it's not really a lot of people in this town that has that skin disorder. And so me and my son, we still don't understand as of today why this young white lady would accuse him of doing something like this. You know, all out the blue. He said, Mom, I don't even know who she is. How can I be accused of attacking someone I don't even know? We don't even know if this attack even took place. If it even happened at all. If she just made up something off the top of her head. We don't know why she did it. We don't know what her motive was. All we know is that he was guilty until he had to prove himself innocent. And that's just ridiculous, and it's ludicrous that black people have to even do something like that. That a black person is literally guilty until proven innocent. But we're supposed to have freedom in this country. We're supposed to be so free in this country. But why do we have to prove ourselves innocent? In the court of law, isn't it supposed to be innocent until proven guilty? In the court of law, you're innocent until proven guilty. Well, when you're a black person, you're guilty until proven innocent. It's flip-flop. They flip-flop that around. You're guilty and you got to prove yourself innocent. And it's just, I was marinating on that the other day, and I was like, you know, we're literally guilty until proven innocent. We have to prove ourselves innocent. And this is the psychology behind all the police brutality and the police shootings. You know, because they automatically assume that a black person is guilty, a police officer. I'm not saying all the police officers, because there's some good, I will go on the record as saying there are good police officers out there that don't think that way, but you got too many of them that are biased and they're stereotypical, and when they stop black people, they automatically assume that that black person is guilty of something, particularly a black man. And it's just ridiculous. And I think that there needs to be better training in police departments all the way across the country. And police departments all across the country, there needs to be better training. They need to teach police officers to be more neutral, to judge a situation by case per case, and not judge a person according to the color of their skin, because not all black people are criminals. Not all black people commit crimes. A lot of us actually do have a clean record. Okay, a lot of us are law-abiding citizens. See? And so there's a whole lot of us that are law-abiding citizens. And my son, there was no reason for this young lady to accuse him of attacking her. As of today, we still don't know why she did that. But he was guilty. He was guilty until proven innocent. They was really, really trying to pin this thing on him. And he had to go through all these changes to get documented proof that he wasn't even there at the time this alleged attack took place. The date and time that this alleged attack took place. He had to go through all these changes to get documented proof that he wasn't even there at the time. And that's a shame. That he was guilty and he had to prove himself innocent. And it's really, really sad. I pray that my other son don't go through that. And I pray that my oldest son don't have to go through nothing like that again. Well, needless to say, he doesn't trust white women and he don't want to have nothing to do with them after that. Because another incident where I think he had to go to court because another white woman accused him of touching her. Him and his friend was on some bikes, and I don't know I don't know the whole situation of that. She said that they tried to touch her the wrong way, or I don't know. I think he said they accidentally brushed up against her, passing by on her bike or whatever. I don't know what that situation was, but he almost got caught up because of that too. He almost got caught up because of that situation. So, it's sad. And that's basically all a white person has to do. This is not facts. This is not opinions. These are facts. Basically, that's all a white person has to do is say, if you're black, just say that you did something. And they automatically are going to assume that you're guilty. And if you don't think that that's true, well, you're in denial and you're part of the problem. So that's the case. All they have to do in most cases is say you did something. And it's been like that since the beginning of time. It's like these neighbors, my neighbors that were white, automatically assume that it's because I have a 16-year-old son that he was a possible suspect of breaking into their house, and he wasn't even here when it happened. And then they thinking I had something to do with it, all because we were black. And if they were black people, they wouldn't even have did no investigation like that. So this really bothers me. This is the kind of thing that really upsets me. They say that we're free and we have rights, but do we really have rights in this country as black people? Do we really have rights? I don't think we do. Not when we're dealing with a court system nationwide that automatically assumes that we're guilty and we have to prove that we're innocent beyond a shadow of a doubt. When it's supposed to be we're innocent until we're proven guilty. Well, maybe that theory maybe that applies just to white people. But when it comes to black people, we're guilty until proven innocent. And all I can say is I pray for God's kingdom to come, so all this stuff can come to an end. And the playing field will be level for everybody. I'm just sick of all this. Let me know what you think in the comments section. I just had to vent about that. I was kind of marinating on that the other day. This is Sweet June 2010.